Hello guys, this is your Uncle Big Fish, and as you guys have seen from the trailer that I've shown you, well, a little bit parts of it, I want to explain that this game is gonna revolutionize MMO going forward. And let's talk about why that is, and some notes that we get from the developers, and some of the factual data we can find on the internet. Alright, so Korean developer Haunter Teen has made some waves in the gaming industry 2 weeks back, yada yada yada. Project D, or dragonsword, was announced. Given that it looks similar to Dragon Nest, with a studio founded by former core members of the Dragon Nest development team, now the company, Haunter Teen, has shed more light on Project D and Project M. But for today, we're just going to be talking about Project D, so we can scrap Project M almost entirely. So what you can see here is Project D is still being referred to as Project D instead of Dragonsword, because that's what it's named during the teaser. Now, Project D is made for both PC and mobile, so you can actually play them on the mobile version as well, and you can use the PC client. They will have that later on in the future. This is considered an online multiplayer game. And while both games are action-oriented, they wanted us to say that it's an action together. Like their vision for the game is action together. Which is... okay, so it's probably a lot closer to like Monster Hunter or something. Probably somewhere around the area. Despite using Unity for 100 Souls, which is the predecessor game, Haunter Teen decided to go with Unreal Engine 5. So they're using Unreal Engine 5 for this game, which is really good, because even the best the best games currently are running in Unreal Engine 4. So on Unreal Engine 5 will definitely be able to render better graphics and multi-environment construction. This will make the game appear more smooth. It'll just look better for everything, yeah? Now, this is not a game that should be compared to Dragon Nest. So this is not a sequel to a Dragon Nest, but it's going to be an independent work which inherited the development experience accumulated from developing previous games, such as Dragon Nest. Now, this one is gonna be a little bit difficult to believe, but this game does have some kind of characters. So if you see on this page here, there is this girl over here with the wings for like a headgear, and the others. These are characters that you can play in the game. So there'll be a bit of storyline and all of that, and you can actually choose this character, which is quite unique. Now, this unique method of allowing giant monsters to still feel intimidating with some realistic rendering elements to emphasize their presence with lighting. So this is why they are using this different texture and lighting. This is going to be a new one for MMOs, so it's quite nice. And that's basically what they're trying to imply here. They're trying to imply that we are trying something new. Okay, the combat system in Project D is heavily borrowed and refined from 100 Souls, including catching and defeating giant bosses, along with several aerial moves. So there will be some aerial combat, not a lot they say, but there will be aerial combat. So you can actually fight in the air and do some combos, destroying super armor and causing abnormal conditions. So there will be status elements, there will be all the basic things in an MMO. They will have it as well to maintain that traditional MMO genre, yeah? For sure. So in the trailer here, you can see that players can be seen climbing into the backs of giant monsters and knocking them down. This will be part of the co-op experience in Project D. So this is actually quite similar to, say, Monster Hunter, which is a really good game to compare, because Monster Hunter is arguably one of the most successful part of that particular genre of hunting monsters together with friends. And I think it's a really good idea to integrate that part of the game in Dragon Soul. I mean dragon sword. This will be some of the characters that you may be able to use later on in the game. Later on, I'm quite sure they will use a lot more. They're called characters, but they look more like different classes because if you realize they're all using different weapons. So it's actually a lot more to like Lute being like warrior, and Castella is probably some berserker or some axe, whatever. This Aileen is very, I would say it's quite heavily, how do I put this nicely? It's very comparable to a Fate Apocrypha character, which is an anime. It's yeah, it's called Jean Arc or John, something like that. Yeah, no, I'm not quite sure. Action speed in Project D would be faster than 100 Souls, given that the game is cross-platform between PC and mobile. This will also be improved further in the future, and also will be considering PvP. So the game, as of this point, what they can tell us is the game will be basically players banding together co-op versus monsters. However, they will be implementing PvP, they're considering on implementing PvP later on in the future. But that's actually quite nice, yeah? Haunter Team claimed that the charm of open world is the various situations and experiences that players go through while finding their way to a faraway destination rather than to follow a set route. So this is actually quite nice, yeah? They're making this a lot more like Elden Ring, so you can actually go do whatever the fuck you want. It's more like a sandbox MMORPG or something similar to that, where you don't actually have a particular route to go. And that's really cool because it gives a lot of, I think in most cases these days, a lot of new games starting to adapt to this new style where they don't want to go with the traditional route. You do this, you do that, and then you do that. Now they basically say, go inside the game, do whatever the fuck you want, we don't care, as long as you're having fun. And I think that allows for a very diverse playstyle between different players. It gives you a sense of adventure that you can't really get on traditional games. So it's actually quite nice. This will be some of the elements, so they will have a day and night cycle as well. A really good, well-made game. So I think that'll be about it for the game. I'm very excited to play this game later on. Very excited. I think that this game will revolutionize MMO forever, at least for mobile and some PC, I guess, especially on mobile. I do need to tell you that this game will be running on Unreal Engine 5 again, so the phone or the mobile device that you use need to be at least decent. I would say like a benchmark that I would say is probably good is the Poco F4. Xiaomi Poco F4 is probably one of a few really good phones that probably can handle this. I hope that you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys again on the next one. If you enjoy this video, please do let me know on what other games that what other kinds of games you want me to cover, and I'll probably give you some of my opinions. As for me, my opinions on this game so far, from just the layout and everything we know so far from the trailer and teaser, I think that this game is going to be super exciting. I think this game is going to be super good. This game might even explode. So hope you guys look forward to that. This is your Uncle Big Fish, and I'll see you guys again soon.